Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, good evening, everyone. It's your girl, Sunny D, one of the hosts of GFT Radio Show. Want to welcome you to tonight's show. If you would like to join in, you will call our number, which is 657-383-1155. If you are currently listening right now, you're listening via blogtalkradio.com/GFT Radio Show. Tonight's show is going to be, we're going to talk about the investing in your future. So we're going to talk about investing, but we also want to talk about the two events that happened with the police shootings out in Sterling. And Phil, I'm going to tear up his last name, but I'm sorry, I completely forgot. Let me introduce the guys on the show tonight. We got Clint on the line and we got Jabril. You guys want to say hello?
How y'all doing out there? What up, everybody?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I completely went in my own little world right there.
Yourself. I was like, I guess we is here.
So sorry, guys. I didn't mean to leave you guys. I was like on a roll. But, yeah, we're definitely going to touch about the two police shootings that ended in fatalities of two black men. And that's going to tie into our topic of investing in your future and broadening your horizon outside of what most of us are used to. So, Clint or J-Ro, you want to chime in?
Yeah, I mean, we had a very good show last week, and, you know, we kind of touched on it last week when it came down to, like, investing in yourself, investing in your future. We talked about the stocks and bonds. So, basically, this show was just piggybacking off of last week's show when it comes down to investing in yourself and investing in your future. I don't know if you guys have anything specific to talk about, but my thing mainly is stocks. Stocks are a very important thing. Stocks are it's a gamble. You never know what you're going to get with stocks. Stocks can be good one day and bad the next day. I don't know if you guys have any experience with stocks or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm actually I guess you can call me intermediate, you know, when it comes to buying stocks. You know, like I started with what I touched on last week. When I used to work for UPS, I started with the employee purchase, and that taught me a lot. So now, you know, I just invested in Home Depot actually, because you know people are always going to be building things, you know, down things. You always going to need stuff for the house. So you know, I invested in that, and you know, I tell people the best way, you know, if you want to become wealthy or you want some freedom, some financial freedom, you have to have money work for you. You can't just keep working for the money, you know. And then also you could, if you're nervous about doing it yourself, you can go online. I'm pretty sure there's always local investment groups. You know, you can go to your bank. You know, I employ everybody. If you don't have a bank account, first of all, you know, go get a bank account. I understand you may have some rainy day money laying around the house, but you know, go get a bank account. Cashing checks at the check cashing is not a smart move at all.
Not at all.
You feel me? It's not a smart move at all. You're actually just giving people free money.
Yeah, the content.
Yeah, just giving them free money, not really doing nothing. When you could just go, deposit that in my bank account. Some banks, you know, depending on the size of the check, you may have to wait a day or two for it to clear. But it's good. You say you got a check and they end up taking $100 out. Well, if you just deposit in your bank account, you'll have that $100 still in your pocket, so to speak. So, Sonny?
Yeah, I just recently, like I said on last week's show, we have a program called Deferred Comp through Prudential, and it's like a 401k. It's a little bit different. The guy kind of explained it to me, but it was like in terms I wasn't really sure. But he basically what happens is they you allot a percentage to come out of your paycheck. It could be the lowest could be like 2%, and it comes out of your paycheck biweekly, and it goes into this deferred comp, where you can be like I'm a beginner investor. So what they do is they take your money and they invest it in. They do smart investing, what they call it. And then like for those who are like a moderate investors, that those who want to kind of jump right into it but not really all the way, that's what you call a moderate investor. And then you have the people that are like, I'm pro investors. I forget what they call I forget what the term is for Prudential, but you have people that do that basically where they invest a large percentage of their paycheck into that Prudential account, and then they make risky investments. So I'm learning that. Like I've been reading the manual, checking my website, just checking to see how the money's invested. You can allot where you want to invest. You can up your percentage at any time and things like that. But it's definitely going to help with my future because I already have a pension plan through my job, so that helps. That's like an extra cushion for me, but it's very smart to do that. Like I said, I didn't know anything about investing. I'm just a mother trying to take care of her kids, but I feel like that's something that was a big step for me to do, period. And I think it was one of the best things I could possibly do. So I definitely and do that. And then my bank, Bank of America, which is tied to Merrill Lynch, is like an investment thing too. So you could kind of, invest through my banking too. So those are things that you need to look into with the different banks that they have out here. And, it's a smart move.
I want to piggyback off of something that Clint had said when he first started talking. The one thing he said is he had invested in Home Depot. And like I had said last week, when my dad first started getting me into stocks and stuff, he started having me look at stocks for stuff that you're going to need, everyday stuff. Like Clint said, you're either always going to be building a house or something, or you're always going to be tearing something down. My dad told me the same thing. He invested in waste management. He bought stocks in waste management. He bought stocks in Hanes. But he told me everybody's always going to have trash and everybody's always going to need underwear, socks, and stuff like that. So, you got to start learning these companies out here and start investing smartly. Second thing he had touched on that I want to talk about is my job. They have a company out here that actually helps you with investing. It's called Financial Engines. It's basically kind of like what Sonny was talking about. You set aside a certain amount that you're going to put into your to our 401k, and basically they help you decide whether you're going to be a moderate, whether you're going to be aggressive, how you want to set it up and everything like that. They'll have like all the it's a whole lot of when it goes into 401k. I mean, you got securities, you can have like money invested in bonds and stocks and all other kind of things. So they actually go through all of that. They research all the companies. They put your money in the good bonds. They put your money in the good stocks, the good securities, all of that stuff. You don't have to worry about anything. If you don't know anything about it, you don't got to worry about it because they set everything all up for you. So that's it. That's one of the two, or that's two of the things I wanted to bring up about investing in your future. If your company out there has
that's what it was, aggressive. I'm sorry, that's what the term was.
They got the moderate. I think it's three. It's like low risk, it's moderate,
and
aggressive. Like I say, if your company out there has anything with a 401k, or they have any company out there that help you get in the stocks and bonds and 401ks, you definitely need to invest in that because in the long run, the 401k is going to help you when you get ready to retire. You might think that you're making some money now, but you need to invest. That's what this basically this whole show is about: is investing in yourself and investing in your future. And once you retire from work, you're going to need some type of Social Security. You're going to want some kind of pension. You're going to want some kind of 401k. And it's better to start early than to start late. The earlier, the better. These young kids are getting out of college. If they come into good jobs, and these jobs have these options, these employee stock purchase programs or these 401k programs, make sure you talk to these kids and try to get them in it instead of sitting out here, spending their money on food every week or going to Starbucks or McDonald's or going clubbing. Nah, man, put that money into invest that into your future. That food is only going to be temporary. That clubbing is only going to be a while, like a weekend. You go to the club and buy a bottle, but you don't know nothing about stocks and bonds and investing. Like, come on, your priorities is messed up.
And it's crazy because I'm sorry, go ahead.
I want to piggyback right off of what J. Rowe just said, because like we said, this show is about investing in our future. And our future is our children, our younger brothers, our nieces and nephews. We want to get them involved early so they will when they get older, they won't have that financial struggle, and then they'll be financial literate. Even if they have a setback, they'll be able to get back because they already know the ins and outs, And then also, to our older listeners, it's never too late to start investing. You probably wish you would have started, 20 years ago, say if you were in your 40s or something, or in your 50s, But at the end of the day, it's still never too late to start investing. And right now is the perfect time to learn. It's so many, like we said, so many different avenues when it comes to investment. You got some stocks out there that give out dividend checks. Some stocks don't. You have to know which one. Do what's best for you. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Don't try to go above and beyond your means. But like J-Ro said, that money you spend on McDonald's every day or going out to the club, popping bottles, and this, that, and the third, you should be investing that money, at least half of it. Also, this is not just for people. We're not just talking about people who work 9 to 5 all the time. I got a couple friends that's hustlers out there. I'm gonna keep it real. That listen to the show. Clean that money up.
Wow.
Clean that money up. You feel me? I'm gonna tell you right. You feel me? These views does not represent GFT Radio Show. They represent Clinton Wolf. This is me.
You know what? I'm gonna beat you up.
I don't want to get nobody else in trouble. But what I'm saying is, you don't have to be, if you can't invest, you're not working, but you got a couple dollars and you want to make it stretch, invest it. I'm telling you, it's a good thing. Like J-Ro pointed out earlier, it's the best thing when you start with your kids, investing in your kids.
Yeah, I know what made me actually sit down with the Prudential guy. This guy comes to my job maybe twice a month. He's there all day. See him every time I talk to him because we do new hire and all this stuff like that. But it was funny because I've been saying I was going to do it, never did it. And with the talks of, New Jersey and our pension plan, and we don't know what the hell's going to happen. Well, I've been at my job for almost, longer than 3 years, but I've been in my pension system about 3 or 4 years, going on 5. And so at this point, my pension could be null and void. So there's all that money that I've been coming out of my check going into my pension may just be gone. Like there's nothing I can do about it, and I don't know if we're gonna get that back or whatever. But that's why I started the Prudential account, to make sure that I have something for the future, regardless if I have a pension plan or not. That's something I can do outside of that to make sure that I'm taken care of, and not only me. That if God forbid something happens to me, my kids are taken care of, and that's one thing I do want to mention, because a lot of people, I mentioned it last show, but a lot of people don't have life insurance. I'm gonna need y'all to get some. I'm going to need y'all to be smart about your decisions. First of all, we live in a time in 2016 where people are getting shot for the most randomest things. You could not be doing nothing, especially with the recent things. You could be minding your own business, just doing what you normally do every day, and get shot and killed, and your family has nothing to bury you with. I done seen countless of GoFundMes trying to help pay for the untimely death of a loved one. Life insurance is important.
Yep.
And not only for yourself, but your kids too.
And a will.
Yeah, and a will. Absolutely, yes.
That's another thing. Power of attorneys, wills. I mean, when I was deployed overseas, even though we weren't going to a crazy, war-torn country or nothing crazy like that, we still had to get wills. We still had to get power of attorneys. We had to do all of that before we left, because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, we could be outside doing PT in the morning, or you could be working on the aircraft. You'd be doing training exercise. Who knows? But you never know. But you definitely need a will. You got to teach these kids. Like I said, I had to do that for one of my classes. It goes back to talking about classes. I was talking about my college classes that I was in. They made you do the financial courses as like a prerequisite. They need to teach these kids earlier before they get to college. Once you hit that,
especially about credit scores too.
Yeah. 17, 18 years old, if you start hitting that, you should be doing that like your junior or senior year in college. You should know how to do a resume. You should know. I mean, I know they're teaching kids nowadays how to do resumes, but you should know how to do a resume. You should somewhat have a will or a power of attorney. and you should have what was the other thing we just said? Wills, power of attorneys, resumes. You should have
life
all
insurance.
of that.
Life insurance.
Yes, life insurance. I mean, most of these jobs out here have some type of insurance. You know, accidental death.
Yeah, they have it, and like my job is if you get killed, the fact that you die, and whether at work, not at work, or whatever, if you have your life insurance, you get 3 times your salary. But you have to, because we just actually had a retirement seminar for the people that are close to retirement age, and you have to understand when it becomes a retirement plan, you always have to update your information. Whether you get divorced or you have kids, you always have to change it. When I had my son, I changed my life insurance, and all my beneficiaries are both my daughter and my son. I could make a person that in case I die before they get older, but I'd rather not do that. I'd rather just go to them and wait till they're 18 or 21 to get that money to do something with their lives. You have to plan out for these things. I mean, it's kind of morbid, but at the same time, you got to be realistic about the situation. We're living in a time where stuff is just happening left and right. People are going out, like we said in past shows, going out to enjoy themselves, going out to a nightclub just to get some relax and have fun, and you're getting shot down. Going to a movie theater, and your life is over. Like driving the car and getting pulled over, your life is over. So you need to be smart and make sure, whether you think that way or not, you need to be smart to make sure you have life insurance, because it's just crazy.
And in the great words, because something we need to, this is about investing in yourself too. And the great words of Outkast: get up, get out, and get something. Get off your ass. A lot of y'all sitting around, and expecting to reap rewards for work y'all haven't put in. Nobody, when we talk about investment, none of this stuff is easy. None of this stuff is simple. You got to get out and get to it. You feel me? And if you're young and you're healthy, it means something to me. Because when I was, just 3-4 years ago, I'm working two jobs, side hustles, everything. I can't do that no more. So it pisses me off when I see people who's healthy and able-bodied not out here putting in that work. You have to put in that work. If you don't put in that work, you know how the old saying go, you get what you give. You feel me? Give yourself that. I remember I was working at it was just a company called Kinder Morgan, loading docks. It was like ships come in, we take the steel off, coils, recoils, rebar, all types of stuff. Go in the hatch, take all that stuff off the ship. Big ships coming from overseas. White guy, he was there. And we was having this conversation about investment. He was schooling me, and he was telling me he was about to retire. He said, I've been here 25 years. I'm about to retire. He was about in his 50s. He said, and I also retired from another job. He was there 15 years. He said, I'm set. He said, and he had investments and all types of other stuff. He said, me and my wife, all we're going to do now is travel the world. So he was like, he could just sit back and relax. He was like, you're young. At the time I was probably like 21, 22. He said, man, you're young, you're vibrant. He said, work as hard as you can right now. So when you get to my age or even younger, you don't have to, you don't have to be 65, 70 still out here working.
Yeah.
My grandma retired from Bell Atlantic after almost 30 years. Big check, everything. She thought it was going to last, and all that. It didn't last. She ended up at, 55, 56, had to go get another job at a bus company and had to be there for 10 years. See what I'm saying? Because she wasn't, she wasn't financially literate to understand, the ins and outs of retiring early, not investing your money, and she lived lavishly a little bit. That's what we're talking about. Spending your money on things. She used to like to always buy everybody gifts, loan people money. You can't do that all the time.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I think those concepts as well also tie into investing in yourself. Get out and work. Go hard.
Yeah, Clint. Hold on, guys. We got a caller. Oh, you're on the line with GFC Radio. What's your name? Where you from?
Hello?
Caller, are you on the line? We may have
not.
lost the caller. Yeah, we lost the caller. But I did want to chime in. I wanted to talk about also you can another option to invest in, and we're not talking about money. We're talking about I want to touch base on investing on your future, whether it's your career, going to school, investing in your future, like putting that time into high school, going into college, or after graduating college, going to get your master's and whatever field you so choose. I think investing in yourself is the best asset you can do for yourself. It's about furthering your education, getting those degrees, getting that experience and work under your belt, so that way you can push forward and aim higher. People don't like school isn't for everyone, but I think in certain fields, if you want to progress, you need to go to school at some point. So I think that's definitely something you need to look into. Or if you want to be like an entrepreneur, business management and things like that. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, college is not necessarily for everyone. You can whether you do school after you graduate or you go learn a trade after you graduate. I mean, there's plenty of things that you can do after you get out of high school. I mean, they have plumbers, they got electricians, they got mechanics. You don't necessarily have to go to school to get a college degree to do one of those. I mean, they got these vocational high schools you can go to. You graduate these vocational schools, and they're pretty much good to go. Certified electrician, certified mechanic, hairstylist, all kind of things in careers out there. It doesn't necessarily have to be the college route, but as long as you're trying to further yourself and do better with yourself, that's all you got to do. That's all that's important when it comes to investing in your future. When it comes to that aspect of it,
yes.
College isn't for everybody. I mean, when I graduated high school, I was in college for not even 2 weeks. I realized school wasn't for me. It just wasn't. I mean, I had a couple of night classes that I was doing. I started working at a radio station. I was like, yo, I'm good. I got a job at a radio station already. I don't need school. I don't need college. I dropped out after like 2 weeks. But then I wound up going back to school. I went to electrical school. I graduated from an electrical program from CHI back in 2000. What was that? My son was born in 2011. So I did that. I went to school when I joined the Army. I went to school, learned the trade how to fix helicopters. Like I said, I mean, you don't have to necessarily go to college. It's good to have that education because sometimes that degree and that paper looks good. But like I said, college isn't necessarily for everybody.
Yeah. But I want to give the number out in case the callers want to call in. Our number is 657-383-1155. Definitely call in to join in the conversation. What else? I had something to say right after you said that, Gabriel, and now it just went out my brain. I'm completely scatterbrained to where my thoughts were. But Clint, did you want to add anything about going back?
I totally agree with what J-Ro was just talking about. School isn't definitely for everybody. You know, I did 4 semesters, and I realized, you know, I came back home for different reasons. It was personal reasons, honestly, but for family issues. But I realized when I was there, like, this wasn't really for me, you know. And growing up, you know, I worked with my cousin. I started working at 13. He was a plumber, independent contractor, you know, and he was making money. You know, at 13, he was paying me $10 an hour, you know, just to do basic stuff to help him get the job done quicker. I'm talking about real plumbing jobs, like when you got to go in the backyard, you got to dig them, you know, 3-foot ditches deep and 2 feet wide. You got to lay the PVC pipe and all that type of stuff, that type plumbing work. So I learned early on, like Jabril said, you get a trade, you can still make money. You know, TV, you know, when you watch TV sometimes, they always make these plumbers look like some all out of shape, lazy bums or something like that. You feel me? That's totally, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that's totally not the case. First of all, my cousin, he almost made the Olympics for track, you know what I mean? And he was college educated as well, you know what I'm saying? So he went to Princeton. You know what I mean? Let's clear that up. But that's, you feel me? That's not where he was making bulk of his money. he wasn't happy with that. He made his money doing plumbing. And,
and
he
not to
pulled
cut you off, but real quick, these plumbers, these electricians, these guys are out here making $100+ an hour.
Exactly.
Once you get certified, you get your journeyman's license and all that, you're out here making $100+ an hour. You got these late night emergency calls. Oh, that's $120 an hour. Late night emergency calls. If you own your own business, you become a plumber, electrician, anything like that. You join a union. You got these pipe fitters and all of that. These people are out here making. I'm up here thinking I'm doing good at like $20, $30 an hour. No, these dudes are making $100 an hour or more. They learn a trade.
My cousin, he had two other brothers. They did it. He was the plumber. One was the electrician. Other was the carpenter. You feel me? God bless his dead. My cousin died. He had a heart attack. But they, my other cousins, they still do that. They still keeping the business going. You feel me? They make their own money. They're their own bosses. That's one thing a trade gives you. It allows you to be your own boss.
Yeah. But hold on, guys. You have a caller. Caller, you on the line with GFC Radio. What's your name and where you from?
Hello? Y'all hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, okay. It's the one and only. How y'all doing?
What's going on, brother? You got any thoughts about what we're talking about right now?
Yeah. You guys making a good, valid points. I like what y'all talking about, the topics y'all talk about every week. And basically tonight's topic, is very, very valid points y'all made it. And basically, as a person like me that works in the trade industry, that works with his hands and, very skilled, there's not a lot of opportunities that's given to us in this, in this kind of industry because of the whole concept of climbing the ladder. Can y'all hear me? I don't know if my earphones are messed up.
No, we hear you perfectly.
Okay. So, the whole idea of, climbing the corporate ladder, is kind of what sets, a lot of brothers back, in this field that I work in. But once you put your mind to it, and like Clint said, you work hard now, and then, 25 years from now, God willingly, you can enjoy the perks and, the fruits of your labor. But it all goes down to it, all comes down to it. The point is, like, if you're willing to sacrifice. When it comes to sacrificing, you have to sacrifice, time away, limited time from family and friends, and being on call, not able to do things that you want to do, but because you don't have the time, because it's just basically, it's a demanding industry. And going forward with that, what you make now, you're going to make more later on, 12 years, 15 years in the industry. And I tell new guys that come to work with me every day. I'm in the engineering field. I tell new guys that come to work with me. I've been doing this for almost 10 years. I've been doing this for 10 years. I tell new guys that are coming into the industry now, they all look at it like, they're coming from a trade school, they come up from a vocational school, and all they want to do is get the title that comes with the job. No, you have to put the work in to get the benefit. You don't get the benefit if you don't put the work in, because people is a revolving door. Is people always be able to be you're replaceable. You know what I'm saying? You can easily be replaced. So that's all I wanted to say. I know I'm speechless.
Nah, we definitely appreciate you. You made some valid points, definitely.
Yes.
About especially how the trade industry works, whether you're going into business for yourself, and as you said, you're working for a corporation. So,
right.
The difference and how you have to, how it's taxing. But like I said, like you said, you put that work in and you reap the benefits later.
And let me make one more point. It's not always jobs or opportunities always as us black people think there's opportunities in the fashion industry, music industry, the political industry, everything like that. All those fields are already taken. They're already, people that are are in line for that. You have to find your own lane and stay in your own lane and make the opportunities where you can fit in. You know what I'm saying? Get in where you fit in, you know. So if there's something that somebody's not doing, go ahead and make that opportunity. Take that opportunity and make the best of of your skill set. Learn new skill sets. Don't just follow the norm. You know what I'm saying? Don't just follow what people tell you that's cool. Follow what your desires are. Follow what you're good at. If you're good with working with your hands, a mechanic that can change brakes, set up times with people that they can come to you. You can go to them, change their brakes, their oil, you know. Find your niche. Find your little lane in whatever you want to do and be successful at it, and then take it from there and then provide opportunities for people in your community. Provide opportunities for your friends and your family that aren't able to get into the corporate world. You know what I'm saying? Give them opportunity to start start their own businesses. Once they see you doing something, they're going to want to follow you because you're going to be a positive role model in what you're doing, and they're going to look at you to help them and teach them. You know what I'm saying? But if they don't see nobody doing that, all they're going to look for is, I want to be a rapper. I want to sell mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? I want to sell clothes. I want to do this. Not everybody can do that. You know? Mm-hmm. That's it.
Well, we definitely thank you for your comment and definitely your call to join in our conversation. And like you said, it's a lot of positions where you don't necessarily, I think that people, like you said, come into a field, they go to school for whatever they go to school for, and then they come out thinking that a job is guaranteed. Well, nowadays, the whole getting a job after college is hard in itself. Everybody wants somebody with experience. Nobody wants to train people. So therefore, like you said, you have to work and show that you're better than anybody else to get anywhere.
Not to cut you off. I went to school. I went to college for criminal justice. You know what I'm saying? I went to a 4-year college for criminal justice, and college is not for everybody. But to those that completed and graduated, you know what I'm saying? You know, congratulations to you guys. But for me, I just did it to prove to people that I couldn't. You know, they told me I couldn't do it, so I proved to them that I could do it. But I didn't finish. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I had aspirations of becoming a criminal justice lawyer or immigration lawyer or whatever that comes with that field. But then when I didn't complete it, I looked at that field as a broad field. You could be a CEO, PO, you could do whatever you want to do. But then I found what I was good at, working with my hands and technical skills. I have technical skills. I can fix anything that's broke. But, you know, what I went to school for, that's just my book knowledge, but my common sense is what I'm good at, and my, you know, abilities to work with my hands and solve problems is what I'm good at. So I found my own lane. And people look at me to this day, that my friends and everybody look at me like, damn, bro, like, you know, you couldn't do that. Well, you doing this. You know what I'm saying? So you find what you're good at, stick to it, and advance yourself and improve yourself, and then take it as far as you can. And don't be afraid to climb the ladder. The ladder, you know, it might look, you know, like an obstacle course to everybody, but if you're good at it, you know, it's gonna diminish itself, and you're gonna be getting to the top faster than you thought.
Right. Definitely some good points right there.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, bro.
Already, man. Y'all have a blessed night. I'm gonna keep listening.
All right,
go ahead. I'm gonna just keep listening.
All right, bet.
Thank you.
All right.
That reminds me of that. Bringing up that point, that reminds me. Y'all remember that commercial that used to come on TV? I used to watch a lot of Maury and stuff like that. Jerry Springer commercials used to come on in between, talking about, I want to go to school, but I don't have the money. I don't have the money because I don't have a job. Yeah, I don't have the money because I don't have a job. I don't have a job because I haven't been to school. It's just a basic everlasting cycle. I can't get a job because I don't have the money. Don't have the money because I've never been, like, it's crazy. Like I say, sometimes college isn't there for everybody. You know, you go there, you learn the trade, and you get it going from there.
Yeah, and it's crazy because my coworker, his son went to school for graphic design. He wanted to work with Disney and everything. Went to school for graphic design, graduated, did an internship with Disney, and now he's back in Jersey working a regular 9-to-5 job. So that's the problem with a lot of these things. You, like I said, you go to college, you expecting you want to go to job, you want to go to school and work in this field. You go into that, And sometimes it just doesn't, for whatever reason, it doesn't work out, and you're doing something completely opposite of what you went to school for. And basically it feels like you wasted your time. The only thing you can say is, oh, I got a degree in such and such, but I'm doing X, Y, Z. So like you said, it's not to say not to go to school. I'm all for going to school, but go to school and be smart about your choices and what works for you. And understand that when you go to school, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, finish your statement.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, and also just be mindful to have like a plan B in case that one plan doesn't work out.
True.
I was just going to say, kind of along with what you just said, that plan B. Also, if you have a passion for something, follow that passion.
Yeah.
Success, we got to realize, is different for everybody. Success is not necessarily, for some people, doesn't really mean a whole bunch of money. As long as they're happy and enjoying what they do, bills paid, everything's covered, they good. You feel me? So, I implore people, if you can follow your passion and still have everything covered that we was talking about, that we've been talking about so far, do that. It's kind of like what the brother that just called, Jabril, just said. He went to school for criminal justice, but, his passion was fixing things. That's what he was good at. That's what came natural to him. And that's what supported him and him climbing the ladder. The thing that he liked to do the most. So sometimes, my thing is just follow your passion. Follow right. and don't shortchange yourself though. If you follow your passion, really go hard at it. Don't be a dilettante with it. Don't just dibble and dabble. Go hard at it.
Absolutely. Well, I know we said we're going to talk about investing, and I know we talked about earlier talking about the two police shootings that happened with the two guys. Do you guys want to talk about that now, or?
Yeah, let's dive into it. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I guess
my timeline has been blowing up about it all week.
It's just utter outrage. So the first thing I want to touch base was on Baton Rouge, the guy outside the convenience store, out in Sterling. He was selling CDs or DVDs outside of the convenience store. He had been doing it for quite a while. They said he had a gun on him, and I guess the police. I don't see. This is where I'm fogging on the details because there's so much coming out. But either someone called the police, or the police came there and started telling him to move.
No, they said a homeless man called because he was threatening them with a gun. Exactly.
So that was the reason for the police coming.
Yeah, for the police coming there. They said a homeless guy approached them asking for some money. I don't know what kind of words were exchanged or whether the guy actually pulled the gun out. I don't know, but I just know the homeless guy asking for some money. Some words were exchanged. The homeless guy called 911 and said that he was threatening them with a gun, and that's why the police showed up.
And then that video was taken of him being I guess you see the officers approach him. He was confrontational, and then it was an exchange, and then it was like all I saw was the video I saw was him being mushed up against his car, and then like him being thrown onto the car, he slid down, and then he was in the process of him falling to the ground. He was tasered, and then you seen two cops on him, and then one of the cops yelled "gun," and then he just let off shots.
Listen. I know we're going to talk about the other murder in a second. But, for me, that's two different instances, two different scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
Should that man have lost his life that night? Out in Sterling? Hell no. You feel me? Watching that video make me mad. But, I don't care if people get mad at me or not. He should have complied.
That's my thing. And you know what? You know how many people I tried to tell? Like, I had to walk away from my house because I'm about to get loud right now. But, do you understand how many times, and people call me a bitch and people call me soft and all this other stuff. I tell people all the time, this dude, if this guy would have just simply complied with what the cops were telling him, there's a small chance, he might have been locked up for some weed or for the weapon. He'd have been locked up sitting in county for the weekend or whatever.
You're breaking up.
Oh, damn. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
I said he would have been locked up. He would have been in county for a couple of days for the weapon or whatever, but he still would have been alive. He still would have been alive, and they were all he had to do was get on the ground. I mean, yes, it was excessive because watching the video, the cop, you had two cops on top of this dude. Point blank range, the cop pulls out a gun and shoots the dude twice, pow, pow, right while he's laying on the ground with two cops laying on top of him. There's no way he would have grabbed a small 22 out of a cargo pocket with two cops laying on top of him. And then even after he already shot him twice, they got different views. But the one I saw one with the guy was videotaping from the car. The cop shot him twice. The camera goes down, and then you hear three more shots go off. And then
they said one of the cop body camera fell off. That's why the video is the way it is.
Well, no, this was the one from.
This was the body camera. Yeah,
this was the one from the car. But then you hear the cop still yelling, "Get on the ground, get down on the ground." I'm like, dude, he was already on the ground. Y'all were already on top of him. You already shot him twice, and then you're still yelling at him to get on the ground, and you let three more shots off. Like, come on now, that's ridiculous. That's a little excessive, a little extra. Like I said, if he would have complied and wouldn't have been all, like I say, I put a post up on Facebook. I call these dudes hood lawyers because they swear that they know everything.
I saw that post.
They don't have to sit here and comply, and they don't got to show you out my ID because I ain't doing nothing. Where's your probable cause? Am I being arrested?
No, but see, and that's it. I play double standard with that one because you see how many times have you watched Cops? Where I'm not saying that he was right. I absolutely believe that he should comply. But then you see on shows like Cops, you see, and like I've seen it because people I know get pulled over. Okay, so somebody white gets pulled over by a cop. The cop is sitting there. The person that they pulled over is white, and all of a sudden they're like, I'm not doing anything. They basically cussing the cop out, going off, calling them all types of thunder bitches, rookies.
I'm sorry, that's bullshit. Because for personal, not to say that what you're saying is bullshit. I'm talking about that because I heard a lot of people say that. You know how many times I done cussed the police officer out after he pulled me over? I'm talking about thoroughly cussed.
No, I know I did. I know I cussed you out.
And I didn't get shot. I didn't get beat up. None of that. You feel me?
Well,
I got witnesses on my street. Two cops pulled me over. And, I called these cops, parking my car in front of my house. You feel me? And I cussed them thoroughly out. All of them. One of them was from out here. You feel me? He was a little pussy growing up. Now he got a badge. He thought he was tough. And he thought I was just going to, you in the wrong. I was just going to bite my tongue. Like, no, fuck you.
All right, so let me ask you this. I feel you on that, but let me ask you this. Now, if I'm sitting here telling people, because I don't know if I told you all the time, I got pulled over for smoking a black and mild in my car, and the cop told me he thought he smelled drugs.
You told him.
And he wanted to bring in a K9. They searched my car. I had no problem with it because I knew I was clean. Now, some people call me stupid and soft and a bitch because I let them take my stuff. But I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna sit here and give them a reason to want to have to pull their weapons out on me. I knew I was clean. Like I say, 9 times out of 10, if you get pulled over, it's because you did something wrong, you did something illegal. If the cop comes to talk to you, it's because they have a suspicion or you did something wrong or illegal, especially if you're driving. Mm-hmm. Now, these guys are out here. I don't got to show you my license. I don't have to do this. I don't have to listen to you. Am I being arrested? Am I being detained? Am I free to go? Nah, dude, if you have nothing to hide and you're good and you're clean, all you got to do is sit here and comply with them, and possibly you'll be on your way with a small fine or something to go to court or something like that. It's not gonna happen all the time because we about to move on to this next shooting.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up.
But go ahead. Like the owner of that store said, the owner of that store let that man sell CDs in front of his store. Mm-hmm. He was friends with that man. He said out his own mouth. Both parties could have handled that differently. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he knew he had a gun on him.
Yes.
He knew he had a gun on him. Mm-hmm. So when they told him, you know what I mean, whatever they said, I don't even know what they said, but whatever they approached him, automatically he probably got nervous or confrontational. You know what I mean? He was thinking to himself, I'm not going to jail. You know what I mean? This, that, or third. He could have been scared or whatever.
Now, I don't want
all he had to do.
Go ahead.
All he had to do, get down, hands up, y'all got me.
True.
You
Now,
feel
I don't
me?
want to justify what they did as being wrong.
Yeah, I'm not justifying what they did.
But we saw a part of it. We didn't see the whole confrontation of when they first got there. We only saw when they had to take him down. We don't know what happened before that, whether he was I'm not saying he was or wasn't, but we don't know if he reached in his pocket, if he made some kind of violent movements or something like that, or maybe they thought he was going for it. They didn't know where the weapon was until after they got him on the ground. Like I said, I'm not saying they were right or wrong. I'm not saying he was right or wrong, but not a lot of these times when these videos come out, we don't see what escalated and got to that point where the cops had to pull the gun out on you. Can we move to this other one real quick because?
Definitely, because this one actually was compliant.
Well, when that video picked up, the girl was already in the car and the dude was already shot. Now, from her account, the cop pulled him over for having a busted taillight. The guy was driving. He was licensed to carry. He had a permit and everything. He told the cop that he had a weapon on him. Now, I don't know in that process because the video picked up after he already got shot. I don't know if he told the cop before, during, or after.
Well, no, she said her video. She had a video right after it happened. She had not the video. No, not her Facebook Live thing because she did that on Facebook Live. I'm talking about her interview after the fact, like to the press. She had an interview and she said the thing was the cop pulled them over for a busted taillight, which the police verified that it was. They pulled them over for a busted taillight. They asked, he came to the car and told them to put their hands where they could see him. He told them to put them up, so she said they put their hands up. She said then the cop asked for license and registration. She said her boyfriend said to the cop when he asked her for license and registration, he said I have a license, I have a weapon on me, I have a license to carry, I have my permit on me. And he went to and the cop asked him to get his license and registration. So he went to reach for the license and registration. The cop shot him.
Now,
she said he shot him 4 times.
That sounds all like I'm not saying like that. I'm not siding with the cop. I'm not siding with them. But that sounds a little fishy. You got pulled over for a busted tail light. Why is the cop coming up to you automatically and telling you put your hands on the steering wheel or put your hands up? Now I say I don't know if he told the cop before, during, or after he asked for his registration and license. Like, yo, I have a weapon on me.
No, he told him. He told him no. She said when he asked for license and registration, he told him he reached in his pocket that I have a concealed weapon. I have a weapon on me. I have a license and a permit. And like basically, he was telling him as he was reaching for it.
I understand that, and that's what I'm saying. Okay, he told him as he was reaching for it. Now, my thing is, if you tell a cop, hey, I have a weapon on me, but I'm licensed to carry. I had a permit and everything. I have a weapon on me, but you're telling me to produce ID. Dude, my wallet's in my. Who carries a wallet in their front pocket or anywhere else accessible? If you're sitting in the car and you got to reach your wallet, yes, you got to move your ass up a little bit and reach behind you to grab your wallet. Nobody has a wallet in their front pocket or sitting on the dashboard or anything like that. So, like I say, it's hard. It's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you comply with them, you're going to get shot. If you don't comply with them, you're going to get shot. And the cop said,
and they had a kid in the car too.
Yeah, they had a kid in the car. Like I said, if the cop asks you for your license and registration and you have a weapon on you, yo, dude, no, I'm going to get out the car. I'm going to keep my hands up. You reach for my wallet and everything because I have a weapon on me. I don't know what you're going to do.
But even with that, I would feel some type of way about a cop shooting into a car with a minor in the car. You don't know. Bullets fly. Bullets have no name on it. Why would you? Oh, okay, I get it. You thought he's gonna pull out the weapon. Okay, great. But it's a kid in the car. Why would you shoot in the car with 2 other people that are not doing anything like I don't like. And not even that. It's a kid in the car. Period. Why would you shoot in a car with a kid in it?
My thing is this with that situation. You know, when you're looking at it, if you listen, you can hear the cop say. You can hear the cop scream into the car. I told him keep his hands up. I told him don't reach.
But he also told him to get his license and
registration. How we not going to get nothing?
But hold up. The cop already had a weapon drawn on him, so he had some kind of suspicion or he had some kind of doubt that this dude's probably going to try to harm. Because when you get pulled over by a cop, when does a cop walk up to your car with a weapon drawn? Like
that happened to me.
Where did that come from though? Like
that happened to me.
Why did the cop walk up to the car with the weapon drawn, or why was he at the side of the car with the weapon drawn?
That happened to me plenty of times. That happened to me plenty of times. I remember I was coming from the beach. I wasn't even in the driver's seat. I was in the passenger side. You know, they pulled us over, and it was kids in the back. You feel me? The one state trooper walked up to the side. I didn't even see the other state trooper come from on my side because I was focused on the trooper on the driver's side.
Yeah.
And then when I just so happened to look at my side view mirror, the trooper had his gun out. You know what I mean? Looking in the back seat at the kids while he's still walking up.
For both parties, because he walk up on the side of you and scare you and you jump or something. He don't know what's happening. He just letting off shots right there. That's a dangerous situation for everybody.
But what, even with this situation, it was dangerous too. Like, I get it. Like you said, it's not too often that cops come over. Well, not that we have known that cops have come out with their guns out. But in this situation, like, I just feel like at the point when you see a kid in the car, you need to change your demeanor. Like this guy, even I was reading up on his occupation. He worked with kids. He was working with kids for years.
Yeah, but
he worked at an elementary school. Not
don't
saying,
know that.
I know that. I know that. But I'm saying from his background, like I could see if he was like, if you ran his name and he was like some old notorious gangbanger, that's different. You approach your car differently. But if you run this person's name and you don't find nothing on them, because from what the stuff been coming out, he doesn't have a record. Or like as far as it stands right now, he has not come out with like, oh, he had this type of past. So from all accounts, as of right now, this man has been like an upstanding citizen. So out of nowhere, like if you run this person's name and they don't have no prior issues, why would you approach their car that way? But then again, you got to look at the situation as of now. There's been a lot of cop shootings. There's been a lot of, like, I'm not saying the whole story is the whole truth and what she said is the whole true number, but I'm just saying, like, I'm taking it from this point. Like, when you saw as a police officer, when you see a minor in the car, why would you shoot inside of a car? Like, if you felt he's grabbing his gun, you could have walked away and got back up. Like, he had a whole woman and a baby in the car. I don't think that. Some guys got some common sense, not to put a child in harm's way, because when you act aggressive when it's a kid in the car, you don't know what's gonna happen. That cop could have easily shot the 4-year-old. So I don't think that he would I don't think I'm just saying with common sense that he would act the damn fool knowing it's a minor in the car.
Yeah, like
you know
I
what
said,
I'm saying?
I don't agree with the cop actions at all. You feel me? At all. But at the same time, you feel me? We don't. Like we said, we don't know the whole story. I don't agree with either cops in either situation action. First of all, nobody should have died in either of those situations. You feel me? But at the same time, you know, we don't know what led up to that. We don't know how dude was moving or what. You understand? So, but at the end of the day, I agree with you, because when I first seen it, my first reaction was, how you shoot into the car with a 4-year-old? You know, that ain't the first time cops did that. I remember in Florida a couple years ago, you know, they killed the girl. I think her boyfriend, and she was Hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so, you know, that happened before, and the kids was in the back seat. Cop shot up the car, killed the woman and the boyfriend. So, you know, this isn't something new.
Let me just say this real quick. I'm like I said, I'm not hating I'm not a police hater. I'm not saying anybody was right or wrong, but you gotta kind of put yourself in their situation. In both situations, being a cop, me being in the military, you know, being deployed, it gets to a point where, like, if you're go back to the Alton Sterling, when they got a call that a guy had a gun. When you get to a situation like that, your first thought is, and I said this, whether you're in a fight with somebody, whether you are a cop and you're approaching somebody with a report of a gun, thought is, I got to do something to them before they do something to hurt me, themselves, or somebody else. It's a thin line where you have to make a split decision, a life or death decision. And most of the time, these decisions are ending in death. But you're think about it. If you're in a fight with somebody, and you know y'all do a whole lot of talking before you fight, in your mind, you're thinking like, yo, this, if you sitting in somebody's face and y'all arguing and you see this dude clench his fist up, what that tell you right there? That means he about to hit you. And your first thought is, yo, I got to hit him before he hits me. Same thing with somebody with a gun. If you're a police officer and you're in a situation where you know somebody has a gun and you don't know where it is and they make a crazy movement or something, your first thought isn't, oh, let me try to tase this guy or let me try to hit him in his kneecaps and bring him down. Your first
that's my issue, Jabril. That's my issue.
You can shoot him anywhere else.
That ain't gonna work.
That ain't gonna work.
That ain't gonna work. We ain't no airbenders. We can't sit out here and curve bullets and shoot them in the knees or shoot them in the heart. Like, yo, cops are trained to shoot to kill.
And that's my problem. Cops are trained to be killers now. They're not trained to de-escalate situations. Nowadays, most cops, escalate the situation.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But somebody made a good point. You know the job is dangerous before you take it. You know the job is dangerous. So don't tell me when you get in a situation that you're scared. I don't want to hear that. Know what I mean? I don't want to hear that. You're supposed to be scared from day one.
Every day, yes.
You know what I mean? You already know what this job entails. They should train these officers different. They're training these officers. It's become a military state. That's my problem. A lot of people want to bring in race. Like I stated earlier on Facebook, more white people been killed by cops this year than blacks. By double the number. You feel me? It just don't get, reported or, they don't be going crazy like how we do. You feel me? I think the number was somewhere around 288 white people have been killed by cops this year alone. So my thing is, this has become like a police state. Some of these cops out here, they get that badge and they get that gun and they feel like they have, they get it's like a superiority complex. They feel like they can control you, tell you what to do. You don't have to, if you, like with remember with the Sandra Bland, the cop got mad just because, she questioned. She questioned it. Yeah. You feel me? Like, who are you, dog? Because at the end of the day, she was sitting in her car. She could smoke a cigarette or she could slide a cigarette in an ashtray. You feel me? You can't tell her what to do in her own car. You feel me? When you clearly see it's a cigarette. Like these cops, like they had these superiority complex because a lot of them, when they were young, they was inferior. Then you got these other cops that are just trigger happy. You know what I mean? And we all know, it's racist cops, it's bigots at the end of the day, but, some of these black cops are just as bad. I was telling people, like, y'all forget, look at the cops in the Baltimore situation. How many of them was black?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not most of them the majority was not white. They're people of color.
Yeah.
So it's not just a race thing. This has become a police state.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to address. The system, in my opinion, like the way the police are trained. Of course, if they're put in a situation where somebody draws a gun, you see them drawing a gun, of course you draw yours first. But if their gun is not drawn or they're not reaching, why that man, y'all got both of that man hands pinned? Why he get 6 shots?
That I don't agree with. Because you got 2 dudes laying on top of him with his arms outstretched. And like I say, the 22, he had a 22. I mean, bullets are bullets. They're going to do damage. But he had a 22, and you got 2 cops laying on top of him. And you let off 2 shots, point blank range in the dude's chest, and they're still yelling at him to get on the ground and let off 3 more shots. Like, come on now.
Yeah, like that's you feel me? Like
it's just crazy because I just feel like Clint said, it is becoming a police state. And I just think, like I've been, like, I know I'm, the same situation where I've had issues with cops, and sometimes they do, they have a superior complex where they get to say what they want to say because they're a cop, and it's like, no, you can say what you want to say, but no, I'm going to say something back. But at the same time, nowadays you can't argue, you can't, like, at this point, because like I said, this guy that got killed in the car, he's not the first person that got killed while pulling out license and registration. It was a guy a couple years back that he got pulled over at a gas station. Cop asked him for license and registration. He reached for license registration and got shot and killed.
Yeah.
So it's like at this point, it's like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. Whether you obeying the law or not obeying the law or talking back or questioning, it's a possibility that you might not make it.
Let me explain to you why I feel as though these cops nowadays escalate the situation. Now, you remember a couple years ago, one of my good friends, was murdered. Young boy, he was like my young boy. They shot at the funeral. You know what I mean? They ain't shoot up.
Okay, yeah.
They didn't shoot up the funeral. It was just a shooting that had something separate, but it was during the funeral. You know what I mean? A lot of people had that story mixed up. So anyway, I was there. All that happened. I was outside. All that happened right in front of me. You feel me? I had to run, dive, get scuffed up. You know what I mean? Because I was dodging bullets or whatever. So after that, through all the chaos, make sure your friends and people I know, because my aunt stayed right next door. She out there screaming my name. Next door to the church, she out there screaming my name. Everybody make sure they're okay. Now, I had to leave because I had to go pick up, my girl at the time and take her to work. So when I goes and drop her off at work, I goes back out my neighborhood because I didn't have to work that day because I was at the funeral. Next thing I know, when I get to the park, I got state troopers, Trenton police, unmarked cars, all swarm on me. It's like 10 to 12 cars, all swarm on me. I'm like, whoa. First thing the cop said when the first cops, you know what I mean? Put your hands up, motherfucker, before I shoot you. Like, what? That's the first thing I heard. That's the first thing anybody said to me. And he had the gun right on me. Behind his, he popped open his door, got down on the ground on his knees, and he was aiming. Get down, put your hands up, motherfucker, before I shoot you. I'm like, what? My hands on the steering wheel. So they come, they grab me out the car. You feel me? I'm like, yo, what are y'all pulling me over for? What is all this for? Your car fit the description. See, that's when I start blacking because I knew I was good. You feel me? Then it was, it was people outside. We was by the park. That's when I start, first they do my hands on the car. And then the other cop, he like, don't move. I'm like, I'm not moving. My hands on the car. I'm not moving. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? He was like, you acting like you want to move. Like, how am I acting like I want to move? You feel me? You want me to move so you can have a reason. That's what you want. You feel me? I was like, man, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? 'Cause now I'm getting pissed.
But you could have been shot then.
Huh? Nah. There's too many people outside. It was too many people. I wasn't doing nothing. I wasn't moving. So, they couldn't do nothing. They was people by the gate. So now they like search. I'm like, search the car. Don't y'all want to search the car? Everything in there, baby seat, baby clothes, food in the trunk. Like, what y'all doing? So then when they see they wrong, and then there was a couple cops that was there that knew me, white cops, because they do security. They was doing security at my job, so they knew me. So I guess they was talking to the other cops, and then you could see everybody starting to relax. But now they just want to run my name, and then they want to send the one black officer that was out there over there to talk to me. I cussed him out. I'm like, what they send? What the hell they send you over here for? Because you black? Think you gonna calm me down? That's you too. Nigga, he's like, no, I'm the sergeant. I'm the one that control. I said, I don't give a damn. You feel me? I said, I don't care about none of that. I said, y'all got the wrong person. So why y'all in this nigga? He come. I said, why would you pull me over? And the first thing you tell me, first thing I hear is somebody going, put your hands up, motherfucker. I'm gonna shoot you. You feel me? Like y'all not doing your job. That's not how y'all do your job. I said, my grandfather was a cop, a detective. So I know damn well that's not how y'all do your job. Supposed to do your job.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I know from personal experience, like that to this day, that still pisses me off. You know what I mean? I know from personal experience that they don't try to de-escalate nothing nowadays. They try to escalate everything, and they talk to you in a ways to make you angry.
Yeah.
You feel me? I mean, that's why.
The next person that gets shot, because you brought up that, and the first thing that crossed my mind when you was like they trying to get you to move or something. Now, anybody, young dude, old dude, whoever it is, black, white, when y'all are on the street and you get pulled over by a cop, what's usually or even not even that put over by a cop. If somebody run up on you the wrong way and you don't like what they doing or what they saying to you, what's the first thing? Really think about it. What's the first thing that you're gonna do? You're gonna pull your pants up because you know something about to go down. You're gonna pull your pants up. Cops will mistake that for a threatening or some type of threatening movement, or he reaching for something. And I guarantee you, not guarantee you, but I can almost guarantee that the next shooting or one of these days down the line, somebody's gonna get shot just for pulling their pants up. That's gonna be the next hashtag. You can't buy Skittles, you can't drink tea, you can't wear a hoodie, you can't pull your pants up, you can't sell CDs. Somebody's gonna pull their pants up. Cop gonna take that as a threatening manner that he reaching for something and get popped and 6 shots right there and you done.
And that's the problem because you only threaten and that's
you can't do nothing without them saying.
You can't do anything at this point because whatever you do is considered threatening. Yeah, I remember back in my youth, had I did what I did in my youth, I admit, now mind you, I got into a full blown altercation with the police, 2 of them. When I was in high school, I kicked one in his little area, kicked him hard as shit. And, he tried to fuck me up. We was out there rocking. But, now I think now that this day and age, you can't do that. You end up dead. I I paid for it, but my actions, what I did, he escalated and I escalated right behind him. And that's just what we was doing the whole entire time. And then when they finally handcuffed me, they was like, listen, we're going to fuck her and let her know that she can't be doing this with the police. Because I was on some Medea shit. You ain't about to take me to jail. And, just extra. And I know that I can laugh at it now because I was young and dumb. But nowadays you can't do that because you might not make it. You might not make it to the police station alive. It's at this point in age, you need to watch what you do, whether it's obeying the law, even when you saw the girl's video from the car, when the cop was telling her to keep her hands up, he sees her recording. But even notice how she was recording. She had it on selfie mode because now it's illegal to record the cop. So, because she could have got in trouble for that. So, even watching her video and listening to her, and the cop put your hands up where I can see him, and she's the whole time she's talking to my hands are up. I'm holding the camera, and she's talking to him as and that's the shame to do because you have to let them, even though they see what you're doing, they could think that any movement you make is a threat against them, and they can shoot you. And I understand, like Clint said, these people are in jobs where they can die daily, just like firemen, just like people with different types of jobs. You are in a dangerous position. So that's why I don't understand that when they could say, oh, self-defense is different. But to say that you feel threatened, you like Clint said, you should feel threatened and scared every day. You are a cop. You don't know if you're going to make it but to one day from the next. So I don't understand how they can use that. And then being on paid leave, pending investigation, some of these shootings and killings are point blank. This is what happened, you see it, and this is what happened, and they still get off.
I really think they need to be trained differently.
Yes.
Feel me? I understand they put their life on the line every night, every time they put that badge on. Because it is some crazy foes out here.
Yeah, people that kill cops still, so.
But at the end of the day, you got to be able. It's getting to the point where they don't have a relationship with the people. Now, if you can't have a relationship with the people, well, then guess what? Everybody becomes a threat to you. You see what I'm saying? And at the same time, people are going to look at you as a threat as well. They're not going to look at you as a police officer. So at some point, if it can go on this route, it's going to become an all-out war. And it's not, and people think it's just a race war. You know what I mean? That cop that shot Philando, that's his name?
Yeah.
He was Asian. Yeah, he was Asian. He wasn't white. You see what I'm saying?
Everybody get a lot of mistakes from because everybody kept saying he was a white cop. Nope.
Yeah, he was Asian.
In the video, he was Asian. She says. Matter of fact, I think she called him Chinese, but yes, he was some type of Asian cop. He was some type of Asian American. But yeah.
You feel me? So at some point, you know what I mean? Let's get past race. I understand. You feel me? We know this racist cop. We know some people get. You know what I mean? He probably got shot and killed because he was black. But at the end of the day, it's that blue that's becoming a problem.
Yeah.
That's the color people need to really worry about. Is that blue? And if they don't, I don't know what the government can do or what, but if they don't fix that, they're gonna have an issue in this country. You know what I mean? It's gonna be, it ain't just gonna be people riding and tearing up their own stuff. They will start aiming at the police.
Yeah, it's gonna be back to what the NWA came out with, the F the police. That's how it's gonna be, because at this point they're here to protect and serve. Right now they're not protecting and serving anything. They're just shooting and kill, and it's just crazy. Like, people's lives are being lost. People are losing loved ones over stupid stuff. Like, I don't understand why. Like, I mean, I get what you're saying. They train to shoot and kill, but I just think that there's other ways they could go about it, de-escalating the situation. Where is that training? If somebody's running away or doing X, Y, Z. I don't know if you guys remember the guy in California that was running away on the horse, and you seen all those cops tackle him and persist on beating him. He was a white guy. Yeah, they was in some part of California, where in a mountain area or a park area, and he was trying to escape cops, and he was escaping on a horse. And you see all these troopers, or whatever they call themselves out there. There was 10, 12 of these troopers running at this guy. They got him off the horse, and they beat him. And I'm talking about when they beat him, they beat the hell out of him. But he survived, thankfully. But to watch that video, they had it on a helicopter news station, caught it, and they caught it live, them beating on this guy. It had to be 10 or 12 cops just beating on this guy. It was y'all got him. Y'all got him down, y'all arrested him, and now you're beating on him. It's just crazy. Like you said, it's not just black people. It's everybody. If you're not in that blue, your life could be ended, depending on how they feel that day. You might feel threatened, and you might die.
It's crazy. I just got this update about a shooting in Dallas. Multiple police officers shot at Dallas rally for Black Lives Matter, sniped about an hour ago.
Yeah, I seen that. I was gonna mention that. I just seen that on one of my updates as well.
So it was police shooting at a Black Lives Matter?
No. Somebody shot the police.
And that's because and it's sad. That's sad. Because now you got people not feeling safe, and now they're shooting cops. Why? Because these cops are shooting people and killing people and getting away with it. Something needs to change. Like you said, the system needs to change. The police departments need to train these cops better. Something needs to change within the police force, because right now, like I said, it's going to be all-out war. And for what? You could just, it's just crazy. It's really crazy.
It's no winning in this game. It's sad that every day, every couple of weeks, you wake up and there's a story like this. Like I say, there's you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. And there's basically no winning in this game right here. It's just madness right now. And every week another story comes up, and everybody just gets more upset. There's nothing you can really do. I mean, there's something you can do, but in all reality, there's nothing you can do, because you're never going to be right.
Yeah, and not to say that all the cops are bad. It's good cops out there. And those probably the ones that are getting shot and killed. Like the guy that got the cop that got shot at a GameStop, taking his son, and I guess the place was getting robbed, and he tried to help out, and he got shot and killed. It's good cops out there. They're just right now is getting bad publicity. The police force as a whole, all over, are getting bad reps, because you got these cops that are taking matters in their own hands. And it's sad, because you got a lot of good cops that are probably going to end up dead because of quite a few bad cops. So it's just it just sucks, because people are losing loved ones left and right over senseless, unnecessary death. Anybody, you guys got anything left, or I'm going to close out the show?
I mean, no, I don't have nothing else to say on that.
Clint?
I mean, I guess, excuse me. I guess in closing, I just want to say, back to our original topic, start investing in ourselves, invest in our communities, teach the babies, because, if the issue is the system, the only way to destroy the system is infiltrate it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell we can win by force. So, going to war against the police, not happening.
Not going to happen.
Get your mind. No,
and that thing, and just as you said that, and just where they're getting shot in Dallas, that's just gonna put police officers on even more of an edge because now they don't even feel safe. You're out here at these Black Lives Matter rallies and stuff, and you're out here trying to fight for a cause, but then somebody's out here shooting police. Now police all over the place. If they're not already on edge, they're gonna be on even more edge, even more trigger happy because they never know. They don't know who. They just reported it was a sniper that was out there picking people off. They said they were just aiming at anybody. Everybody was fair game out there. So now a cop pulls somebody over for a regular traffic stop. They don't know what you got. What you going to do? So if they wasn't already acting crazy or thinking in their mind like, yo, this might be my last traffic stop, they definitely going to be thinking it now. There's no winning. Like, there is no winning that's going to happen. Nothing good is going to come out of this.
Yeah, only thing we're going to lose is more lives.
It's going to take the wrong person, the one. I don't even know what it's going to take to make it stop. Like, everybody talks about making a change and doing this and doing that. Like, yeah, it's all out there and everybody talks about it, but nobody actually does anything about it. And that's the sad thing. And that's why this is going to continue to keep happening. Because you sit here and you talk about it and you hashtag it on Twitter for a while and it disappears. Like I say, and then when somebody else dies and they start bringing it up, and then they start talking about the Freddie Gray and the Sandra Bland and Tamir Rice and Laquan McDonald. The only reason those names come up again is because something new happened. But after a week or two, nobody's going to know anything about Alton Sterling. Nobody's going to know anything about Philando Castillo. Whatever, I think that was his last name, Philando.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to know anything about these people that come next.
Yeah, because we don't even know if the cops been charged with Sandra Bland or
You start hearing about that.
Yeah, we don't even know. We don't even know what's going on with that. Like with that case, period. Like, and that's the sad part. Like, it goes hush, but then you got somebody put that on Facebook. I meant to say that. Somebody put that on Facebook about how the news coverage is. Like the Sandra Bland, the Alton Sterling, and all the others that died through police brutality. That went on for about a little while and moved on. You got the Pulse nightclub that was in the news, like breaking stories. And when I watched the news today, all I heard was Alton Sterling, and then Celine. I'm going to say his last name, Philando. Yeah, you heard about it for all of five, not even 5 minutes. I'd say 3 good minutes. And then it went to other stuff. But you heard about the train derailment. You heard about that for like weeks.
Yeah, like I say,
I still hear. Matter of fact, I still hear about the Oscar Pastorio case. The guy who lost his legs and killed his fiance. Yeah. I still hear about that. What's going on with Sandra Bland? What's going on with different people?
Yeah, like I say, it's all going to blow over in a week or two until something else happens. Might not be next week where you hear another cop shooting. It might be next month. But these names are going to disappear out of the media until something else happens. And that's the sad part. Like I say, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to change. Nobody's going to do anything. You're going to sit and talk about it for a week or two. You're going to sit and protest about it for a while. And then you're going to be back to your normal life, sitting at home watching TV, watching Netflix.
Talking about Love and Hip Hop.
Watching Love and Hip Hop and all of that. And that's all you're going to hear about it. Nothing else. You say nothing's going to happen until somebody makes a change. And I don't know who's going to have to make this change, but somebody's going to have to do something.
Yeah. Well, guys, that basically wraps our show. You guys want to give out your info so people can contact you?
Of course, JRO609 everywhere. It's just as simple as that.
Right.
Google.
Y'all can catch me at kingstruth.com. Hit me up on Twitter at eTrentonGrooming. That's it.
I'm Sunny at IamSunny_D on Twitter and Instagram. You can also hit me up on my blog, unreservedlyme.wordpress.com. Check out our site, gstradioshow.com. Also, check out our YouTube channel. All our links are on our website. So if you want to find us somewhere, you can go onto our website and find us everywhere. You can follow our show's not Instagram, Jesus Lord. Our show's Twitter page, it is GST_radio. Definitely follow that with updates and different things going on. We thank you guys for listening tonight. We thank the caller for calling in tonight and joining in with us on this topic. Definitely think about investing in your future. If not your future, your children's future. Get life insurances, get some stocks, get some bonds. Just look forward to something that can better yourself. That was the message of tonight, so we thank you again for joining. You guys have a great night.
All right. All right, y'all. Good night.
All right, hold on.
Adding the choice of a crispy chicken BLT to Wendy's 4 for $4 is the biggest thing since rappers trying to sing.
I got me a yacht and I sound like a robot.
But do you like the sound of this? Wendy's 4 for $4 now comes with a choice of a junior bacon cheeseburger or a crispy chicken BLT.
From Detroit to Macon, I keep it crisp like bacon.
Both are topped with crispy applewood smoked bacon and come with 4 nuggets, fries, and a Coke for just $4.
Oh, yeah.
At participating Wendy's for a limited time, meal includes small fries and a drink. Not valid in Alaska and Hawaii.